This video is sponsored by War Thunder. There are 260 quests in Oblivion, ranging from collecting Nernroots to whatever this is. And with this unexpected new upgrade, I'm gonna be the first person ever to 100% speedrun Oblivion Remastered. I know what you are, you bloodsucker. What am I doing? Jesus, Lucian. Let me take off my clothes. This is so dumb. No. What? Kevin. Why did I do this? Now, slow your roll. There's so much stuff to do in the game, so what really counts as 100%ing it? Do we need to craft every potion, bite every neck, tell every joke? Yes, that is a real trackable stat, but no, we aren't here for jokes. Instead, I'm focusing on 5 main pillars that we need to achieve for 100% completion. On top of completing all 260 quests, we also need to close all 60 Oblivion gates, get our attributes and skills to level 100, and finally learn every single one of the 398 spells in the game, with the goal of doing all of this in 100 hours. The only problem is that I haven't really played that much Oblivion. However, I have 100%ed Skyrim, and surely this can't be that much harder, right? Haha. Anyways, now that we've got our bases covered, we start our journey as a lowly prisoner with no hope of freedom. Unless...
You. I've seen you. Let me see your face.
Wait. Before we continue, I need to explain the incredibly important decisions that went into creating this beautiful creature you see before you. In fact, the first decision that we make is one of the most important decisions of the entire speedrun, our race. Each race starts with their own unique stat distributions and special abilities, such as Argonian's water breathing or Imperial's voice of the Emperor. None of this matters. The one true characteristic that we're looking for is actually player height. This is because our movement speed is multiplied by our height value to determine the actual speed that we move in-game. Since we're maxing out all of our stats anyways, these starting values are inconsequential, and our height is the one thing that we can't upgrade, so we choose the tallest race of the bunch, a High Elf. However, it doesn't end there. Newly added in the remaster, each race can choose one of 2 origins that slightly affect their stats, and we choose to hail from the Somerset Isles as it gives us a +10 bonus to speed. Okay, and we are going to create the world's most beautiful High Elf here. It looks like one of those fish. One of those like the fish with the light bulbs at the end of it. Yeah, they're known for their beluga whale shaped heads, so. Okay. This is the hero of Kvatch. He is a High Elf from Somerset Isle, and we can see that because he's from the Somerset Isle, he has enhanced speed. And timer starts now, as soon as we're out of the character creation. Now that Dinkle has been formed, we listen to this chatty little dark elf until some Imperial guards and Patrick Stewart come to say hi. What crime do you think landed the hero of Kvatch in prison? Embezzlement. I guess he got caught a little red-handed, don't you guys think?
I've seen you.
After Uriel Septim says that he's been dreaming about us, the guards open up a secret path to some secret tunnels, and while they walk us through Tutorial Island, we make sure to run and jump around like an excited gibbon to raise both our athletics and acrobatics. For those unfamiliar with Oblivion, these 2 skills were very sadly removed from Skyrim, and they govern your run speed and jump height, leading to some really interesting situations. Athletics is easily one of the most important skills for this speedrun for very secret reasons that are impossible for the average mind to understand, so we want to level it up as much and as early as possible. While progressing through the tunnels, we get jumped by a bunch of chumps cosplaying as assassins, but they kinda suck and we can just take them out with a few flares. A lot of the rest of the starter dungeon is just punching rats, lighting zombies on fire, and killing goblins with some falling logs. Get logged, idiot. After another chat with Patrick Stewart, we get to choose our birth sign, and here we swiftly get hit with another big decision. Like the races, each sign can give us more stats or abilities, and the clear winner out of all of these is the Thief, not only for its speed bonus, but much more importantly, the starting luck bonus. I'll explain why that's important later. Our magicka is low, that's fine. One of the key differences for the Oblivion speedrun and the Skyrim speedrun is that sprinting into people does not, it was just faster to speed up their dialogue, but that doesn't exist in this, so we're gonna have to do a lot of waiting. I feel like he's talking to his YouTube audience right now and not us. No. Are you kidding me? Of course not. Yo, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make sure to comment what your favorite Oblivion quest is. The Dragon Fires. Okay. Behind you! Oh my god! You sick piece of crud. He was just a kid. With Emperor Uriel Septim assassinated, the only way to stop the Daedric invasion is to give the Amulet of Kings to his one remaining heir. But sorry, Pat, that might be a while. In the meantime, Boris asks us to make the final decision in the tutorial, and again, we need to think about this very thoroughly. Originally, I nerded out for like 2 minutes here describing every decision we made and why, but it ended up being super boring, so I'll just give you the spark notes. Our class affects our stats in many ways, with the most important thing being that it can reduce XP needed for certain skills. Our goal is to create a custom class to ease the level grind for our hard-to-level skills, with the exceptions of Armorer for the ability to repair magic gear, and Restoration because we want to level it up ASAP for reasons you'll see soon enough. So all that's left is to choose a name. Yes, create the Chicken Jockey class. And now we're free to leave the sewers and truly experience everything the remaster has to offer us. Holy cow. Escaping the sewers completes the very first quest in the game, meaning we're already 1% done. There's only 259 quests to go, and despite the Emperor's final wishes, we decide to start the challenge with the city side quests. Similarly to Skyrim, progressing the main quest is very dangerous for the citizens of Cyrodiil. Instead of having to worry about dragon attacks, progressing the story causes some NPCs to reveal themselves as Mythic Dawn agents and attack us on sight, putting any nearby quest givers in harm's way. But keeping quest givers alive isn't the only reason we're doing the city quests first. For reasons you'll see in just a minute, we need a large influx of cash as quickly as possible, and a lot of the city quests are great sources of income. Despite this, our very first task with our newfound freedom isn't a cash grab, it's to grab a very important ring. Just west of the Imperial City is the tiny village of Way, where Leyawiin here is having some trouble with slaughterfish nearby, and tasks us with eliminating them. Okay, let's kill these slaughterfish. Hey, slaughterfish, I hardly know her fish. Who's with me? These guys are... Wait, am I gonna die to the first slaughterfish? Oh my god. No, we'll use absorb health. Okay, now that we've got a touch spell, we can spam this underwater. Oh shit, we're drowning. We're drowning. Okay, we're not gonna die from drowning. Don't do quotes speedrun. Okay, we're gonna fast travel and we're gonna head to Way. There's no way that just happened. Who's with me? Oh, there's actually something that we can do. We go into the Chestnut Handy Stables, and we talk to Snack Grab Bura, and we ask if you have anything useful for me. I want a horse and armor. I said I want a horse, I'm armed. Okay, we have completed horse armor. Just like that. We just ask her for a horse, and she gives us a horse. For free, with armor. This completes the first of the other add-ons, consisting of all the DLCs except for Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine, and it also nets us the first of 8 horses that we'll need. We actually don't want to ride a horse because riding a horse means that we can't level up our athletics, which is just a bad result. We want to be leveling up athletics as much as possible so we can be moving as fast as possible. We're not going to drown this time, and everything's going to go perfect. Huh. It looks like we're going to have to go to war against these slaughterfish. That reminds me of War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and it's available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. Join a worldwide community of over 70 million players in the immersive PvP combat of War Thunder, where realistic graphics and authentic sound effects really make you feel like you're at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. Take command of over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships of 10 major nations, ranging from biplanes and armored cars of the 1920s to the fighter jets and main battle tanks of today. My favorite part is that if your vehicle or an enemy is destroyed, War Thunder shows you exactly what happens. In X-ray view, you'll see precisely where the shell penetrated, which components were affected, and what ultimately led to the destruction of the vehicle. There's not a single game better suited for fans of military history. Play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile devices right now by using my links in the pinned comment or video description to sign up. New players and those who haven't played in 6 months will also receive a huge bonus pack on PC or consoles, including the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. It's only available for a limited time, so click it before you miss it. 6 minutes of floundering around later, and we finally kill the 12th slaughterfish needed, and returning to Aelwyn completes the first village quest and grants us the Jewel of the Rumare. Okay, that gave us the Jewel of the Rumare, which gives us water breathing, which we don't care about, but it fortifies our athletics by 4 points. It's not the best, but getting it very early on does have like compound interest for us. With that nice bonus blowing some wind in our sails, it's time for us to get totally decked out in some wicked armor, thanks to, the Deluxe Edition. For a $10 upgrade, you get access to 2 short quest lines that add a couple of new weapons and armor sets, and the first one we're tackling doesn't even involve any combat, so it's very easy to get at the start of our challenge. In the Talos Plaza district, we find a note pinned to a barrel, starting us on an Easter egg hunt to various Daedric shrines in order to find a secret Mythic Dawn cult hideout. The final note tells us to speak with a dark elf named Ranaline to learn more, but she doesn't trust us quite yet, so we fiddle around with her speech minigame until her disposition hits 50, and she offers up the information we're looking for. This completes the Burning Trail quest, and after disguising ourselves in Mythic Dawn robes she gave us, we're able to infiltrate their hideout in Mingo Cave, where things with this Dremora get real hot and steamy. By this, I of course mean that we burn some prisoner alive, proving ourselves worthy and completing the follow-up quest, the Crimson Cave. This gives us a brand new spell that summons this muscle mommy to deliver the new Cataclysm gear whenever we want, and we've now become the coolest looking level 1 character to ever exist. Now that we've got our enchanted ring and a ton of new gear, we're finally ready to make some money, and the quickest way to do so is with everyone's favorite test of strength, the place to place your bets, the main attraction of the Imperial City.
Welcome to the arena!
The arena is incredibly simple. We fight for the blue team against one of the yellow team's competitors, except for when we fight more than one competitor, or when we fight a monster, or when we have a pig that's fighting with us. Every 3 fights won ranks us up, netting us more gold and more difficult opponents. Much like those awful mobile game ads, we start out as a pit dog, and the goal is to become the Grand Champion, but we'll need to get much stronger before that can happen. Thankfully, there's a very easy way to upgrade our fighting capabilities right outside the arena. Wow. So cool. Hey, by watching the Arena Hopefuls spar, you've picked up a few tips. Your hand-to-hand skill has increased by 5 points. Yippee! Now we're ready for the arena. Before getting down and dirty, I show off my expert lockpicking skills on the arena betting chest, netting us a quick 500 gold, and speaking with this sweetie pie Owen completes our initiation to pit dog rank and starts our very first fight against some loser chump that doesn't stand a chance. This is fine. Fine. You healed to full. Unfortunately for me, we can't just one-shot every enemy quite yet, so a lot of these combats are actually pretty challenging. We managed to eke out a win against the first 2 opponents before we take a nap and get our very first level up. For all your life, you have amounted to nothing. Now that you're actually important, you can't just coast along like the loser you've always been? What the hell? Who are they calling a loser? On top of the weird messages we get when we level up, the process of leveling up has been completely changed in the remaster for the better. Instead of having to read 3 arcane texts and watch a 40-minute long course on leveling to create a detailed map of exactly what skills to level and when, the remaster reduces all of this into a simple point system. You've got 12 points, and with them you can upgrade 3 attributes. The only extra detail is that luck costs 4 points to upgrade, and can only be upgraded once per level up. This is why it was so important to start with the highest luck value possible, because we've just given ourselves a 15 level head start compared to the default. We go ahead and dump the remaining 8 points into speed for speed, and intelligence for more magicka, meaning we're finally ready for the last pit dog fight. Again, we very narrowly win, meaning we've upgraded from a lowly pit dog to a fierce brawler. Only 7 more ranks to go. Great. Since it's clear that we're really struggling to win these arena fights, it's time to sidetrack with a side quest, Unfriendly Competition. After talking to my doppelganger in the market district, we learn about Thorinir, a vendor who's upsetting the other stores with his suspiciously low prices. We're tasked with very sneakily tailing him, where we eavesdrop on a conversation with his supplier. You think they see us? Get out of here, lightning bug. You're blowing our cover. Hey, can you speak up just a tad? I got here a little late. What were you guys talking about beforehand? Because it's obvious they're up to no good, we wait until the supplier is busy and break into his house, where we find a manifest incriminating him as a grave robber. With it, we know where his next target is, so we head to a mausoleum in the city where we solve all of our problems at once. The reason we're doing this quest in the first place is because there's a secret mace tucked behind one of the coffins in here, and it is unbelievably strong for how low leveled we are. With it, we're able to easily defeat Agarmir and his bodyguard, and after relaying all of this info back to the head merchant, she gives us 100 gold and completes the quest. Okay, with our awesome new mace, we shouldn't really have that much trouble in the arena for a while. This is when I began implementing the tried and true method to winning in the arena, running around in circles to spam our healing spell. Okay, yep, just give me a moment, dude. Just keep hacking away back there, you're fine. I need to heal up. With our awesome weapon and superior fighting tactics, we win this fight as well as a 2v1 against some Bosmer twins before leveling up again. You're a disgusting whelp and you always have been. Only through hard work and grueling labor could you ever hope to become something more than worthless. Why do all of these feel so personal? The final brawler was easy work, ranking us up to Bloodletter, and the next 3 fights don't pose any problems either, ranking us up yet again to Myrmidon. One more fight gets us close to the amount of money we need, so we go ahead and break into the Mystic Emporium at night to steal a bunch of alchemy equipment, and now, it's finally time for me to stop burying the lead about why we need all of this gold. After jumping up the side of some snowy slopes, we reach the peak and take a peek at the singular most important location for the speedrun, Frostcrag Spire. Why do I have to... Wait, watch this. Check it. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like something that you can't really teach. You're kind of just like born with it intrinsically. Okay, read this cool book. Sure. And something's gonna happen. A door. Open sesame. Wait, what's going on? Oh, shit. Okay, cool. In the living area, there are a bunch of ingredients. We're just gonna collect all. Whoops. We're just gonna collect all these real quick. With this bountiful harvest, we head back to the Mystic Emporium and craft all the potions we can before rizzing up Way with the best jokes she's ever heard in order to haggle for better deals. After selling nearly everything we own, we have just enough gold to purchase a Mage Tallow Candles box. Okay? Boom. The Mage Tallow Candles box. That is what I'm talking about. With the Mage Tallow Candles box, we can make our way back to Frostcrag Spire. Okay, and with the Mage Tallow Candles, we can place them here and we can craft our own spells. This is incredible. We want to fortify our personality by 100 points on self. Ultra Super Riz. You don't have enough gold. I don't have enough gold. We have 1 gold. We have 1 gold right now. I spent every single piece of gold except for 1 on the candles. Okay. Okay, we need a little bit more gold actually. Okay. A few more arena matches ranks us up to warrior and also nets us enough gold to purchase some spell effects for the custom spells we need. So we head back to the spellmaking altar to create an overpowered destruction spell, as well as a spell to increase our disposition with others, very important for certain dialogue options throughout the game. With our increased power level, we're now ready to steamroll through the rest of the arena. Except for one small problem. How much magicka do I... My skill level's too low? Dude, my skill level's too low for your mom. Thankfully, the electric spell we bought for spellmaking is a big upgrade in itself, allowing us to climb up to gladiator rank before we craft a slightly weaker spell that we can actually cast. Unfortunately, this spell costs way too much magicka to take down the 3 black Marshketeers, so we take a quick break to pick some flowers, letting us craft a large stock of sorcery potions. With them, we're easily able to defeat the Argonian. Bro just agreed to get pounded by 3 prisoners. You guys just shut up. Okay, new plan. Since it's 3 against 1, I go ahead and create an AoE spell that can hit multiple enemies at once, which is finally enough to take down these stooges. A couple more fights means that we've surpassed the gladiator rank, but it's gotten just a bit too difficult for us at the moment, so we decide to start side questing again to level up our destruction a bit. Ruslan tells us about a corrupt Imperial Watchman who's been robbing some citizens, but unfortunately our Ultra Riz spell isn't quite good enough to get Jensine here to speak up. The only way we can make our spell better is by fortifying our speechcraft in addition to our personality, but this is where we run into a slight problem. It is incredibly difficult to get a spell with the Fortify skill effect. Sure, there are a few spell tomes that can fortify a skill, but spell tomes are only found as rare random loot or locked behind thousands of more gold for another DLC house. We don't need to get lucky though, because there's actually one other way that we can get this effect, and it doesn't even require us to get a spell. Just south of Skingrad is the Apprentice Stone, where we pray to it and get a greater power that enhances our illusion and alchemy. The requirement for spellcrafting is that you need to own the spell effect of what you want to add, but it doesn't specify that the effect needs to come from a spell per se. Since greater powers also give you spell effects, we can use them as a sort of workaround for spellcrafting, and make sure to tuck this information into your brain folds because we'll absolutely be abusing this mechanic in the future. So with the Apprentice Stone power, we can craft a new Riz spell that maxes out dispositions as well as gives us the best prices when haggling, and never mind, we're too low level to cast it. It shouldn't be too difficult to grind our way to level 50 Restoration though, so we craft a spell to help level us up as quick as possible and go ahead and start another side quest in the Imperial City. We get word of a little vampire problem in the city, and after meeting with the very secretive vampire killing organization, the the Order of the Virtuous Blood, their leader Saradur tasks us with tracking down and killing a known vamp. Okay, and in here, there is going to be a spooky vampire. That's the sound of me chewing on my fingertips.
Go away. I know what you're here for. Just leave me alone.
I know what you are, you bloodsucker. Bear your fangs from me. Saradur says you're a vampire.
That bastard. Saradur dares accuse me of being a vampire? Me? Ha! He's the one who is the vampire.
But after learning that we got totally duped, we agree to let Roland live, and we track Saradur down to his vampire lair in Memorial Cave. This place is riddled with vamps, but instead of just running past them all, we decide to exterminate the place for 2 reasons. The most obvious reason is that we need to level up our destruction for the arena, but an added bonus is that we can harvest a ton of vampire dust, which will be very useful in just a second. So, after clearing each room in the cave, we reach the boss chamber where we find Saradur waiting for us.
You fool. Did
Hello.
you really think? No.
What do you say about Take that, you motherfucker. Take that jab to the face. Oh my god. I need to lead every single fight with just a left jab to the jaw. With Saradur defeated, we return to the Order, where Roland has become the new leader, and on top of the cool enchanted ring he gives us, he also offers to buy all of our vampire dust for 250 gold a pop. This nets us an easy 2,500 gold, and after a couple more minutes of restoration grinding, we're now high enough level to cast our upgraded Riz spell. And now with our awesome Riz, we can head to Jensen's Good as New merchandise, and I can cast my Super Ultra Mega Riz spell now, and this should make you fall in love with me.
Go ahead.
Nope, it didn't change your disposition at all. Okay, I'll just bribe you. Now that she's in love with us, she gives us the deets on this corrupt Imperial Watchman, but before eating that can of worms, we use our influx of gold to purchase 4 of the 5 remaining upgrades for Frostcrag Spire. With all of the level ups we've gotten recently, we're able to squeak out an arena win. However, this next combatant is by far the most difficult in all of the arena. He's got a shield that gives him 100% magic resist, which not only completely negates our spells, but also the enchantment on our mace, meaning there's practically no way for us to do damage to him. But what if we could win the fight without damaging him? I know how to beat this guy. Now this is like the one guy that can completely counter me. However, I do have one counter to him. You'll see. You'll all see. Okay, we got it. So, in Frostcrag Spire, if you purchase the edition for the vault, there's like pretty much nothing in the vault. There's like a bunch of chests with sack pants and a lot of garbage like that. However, hidden in a corner, there are 2 gravestones. One of them gives you some crappy power. However, the other gives you a very particular bottle of whiskey. I'll go ahead and drink it now. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, the bottle whiskey. Yep, that's fine. Okay. The whiskey. What? The whiskey. Oh. Now I'm tall as hell. Hey, my. Okay, so the whiskey summoned Dramora Markinaz. Yeah, I am taller now. It does look like I'm much taller. Okay. Thank you, Daedric Lava Whiskey. Wait, you think that we're like brothers in another life? Wait. Are you my long-lost brother that I've always been searching for? We were separated at birth, and now we're finally together. Oh! Oh! Kevin! No, it's not Theater. Stop calling me a theater kid. Unfortunately, this is just a visual bug and we aren't actually taller, which would have been awesome because that would have increased our movement speed by a ton. However, we still defeated the most difficult combatant, leaving just 2 fights in between us and becoming the Grand Champion. Speaking of the Grand Champion, after having a quick chat with him, my, what odd eyes you have. He tasks us with figuring out his 23andMe results at his dad's castle out west. After making our way to Crowhaven, we kill his shirtless father and take his journal, revealing that he's a vampire. Wow, that must really suck. We tell the Grand Champion that he's a soulless monster spawn and his whole life has been a lie, and he begs for us to kill him right then and there, but we've still got one more fight beforehand. We're finally high enough level to craft a much better destruction spell, as well as a weakness spell to butter him up, and with them, we're ready to fight the best the yellow team has to offer, and with the help of good old Porkchop here. Despite the awesome upgrade and the awesome sidekick, this fight is... man, difficult. Armor rating is ass? No, what do you mean? What do you mean my armor rating's ass? Are you telling me that 6 is bad? 6 is like one of the highest numbers I can count to. Chaos Punch. Okay, Magic, Chaos Punch. Okay, that guy's dead. Now it's a 1v1. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Who do you think you are? I am. After stuttering and ruining the pop-off, we're just about ready for the final fight, but we make sure to level up beforehand. Luck, and we now have 100 speed, our very first attribute at 100. This is amazing. With 100 speed, we're going to be moving so much faster than we were at the beginning. This is incredible, and we got it pretty early on. We're only level 10 in only 4.5 hours. This increased speed is going to compound for so much time save. That is huge. Before we can enter the arena for the last time, all we gotta do is pick our nickname. We're gonna be... the Messenger of Death. And now, we're finally ready to face the climax of the arena, the orc that defies death, the Grand Champion, the Grey Prince. That's me. Wait, that's me. I'm the Messenger of Death. I'm the Messenger of Death. Okay. Since we did that quest for him, he doesn't put up any fight at all, and we use this to our advantage by leveling up our blunt and hand-to-hand on him. Boom! And you suck. Plus I'm better. That's right. I am the Grand Champion. Speaking with the Arena Matron completes the overarching arena questline, and she gives us the Light Raiment of Valor, which is very good for a few different reasons. On top of fortifying our athletics, it also has a weird feature of having incredibly low health, meaning that it breaks very easily. You may be wondering, why is it a good thing that your armor breaks easily? But worry not, dear viewer, for the answer is very simple. Since we need to level up all of our skills to 100, our armor breaking means that we have more opportunities to level up our armorer ability. So it helps us passively level it over the course of the speedrun. Now that we're the Grand Champion, we're free to move on from the arena and get back to the city quests. Aw, shit.
You're the Grand Champion. I saw your fight against the Grey Prince. You're the best.
Yes.
Can I follow you?
Yeah. Sure. What? You can't let me punch my best friend? What the hell? What's the point of any of this if I can't just sock him in the head? Now that we've got everyone's favorite Starfield NPC at our side, we pick back up with the Corrupt Watchman quest, and after convincing some victims to come forward, Auden's Avidius gets arrested off-screen, and the Imperial City has become just a bit safer. With that out of the way, we head to the port so we can rent a room on a ship.
How can I be useful? You're pathetic.
What? What? No, I don't want to riz you. Why do you guys just turn mad at me? You touched their boat? I just got like near their boat and they just got so mad at me all of a sudden. Loot their ship? Yeah, I guess I might as well. Oh, the Argonian account. Whoa. Don't mind if I do. Decimus Scotti emerged from the dirt and reeds, exhausted from running, his face and arms sheathed in red flesh flies. The river also held in its adhesive depths his files on the Black Marsh account. This is 16 pages long. What? That's not how I remember it. I thought there was like the like sexy Argonian that wanted to like do it with her boss or something. That's so much less interesting. What is it talking about, like Black Marsh politics and stuff? Now that we're done with that little sidetrack, we should be good to go to start this next quest on the Bloated Float. Here on the Bloated Float, we rent a room for the night, and after getting some shut-eye, we wake up to find that the ship has set sail and is under the control of a pirate gang known as the Blackwater Brigands. We pick off each pirate one by one until the gang leader surrenders, and now that we've rescued the captain of the ship, he steers us back home, completing the quest, and we move on to one of my least favorite quests in the entire game, the Collector. I think that the worst thing about Skyrim are all of the fetch quests, but thankfully the dungeons are at least unique and easy to navigate. This is a stark opposite from Oblivion, where pretty much every quest is unique and interesting, but the dungeons in this game are truly abysmal. The Collector combines the worst part of both worlds, requiring us to find 10 Ayleid statues in some of the most confusing and intricate dungeons this game has to offer, and it doesn't even do us the service of giving us quest markers. We just need to get in, get the Ayleid statue, and get out. The problem is that I don't know how to navigate these dungeons. After wandering around for a bit, we find the first statue, and after heading back to the Imperial City to pawn it off, we soon get approached by Jawring here to tell us about his master, Umbacano. Umbacano is just a nice young man who wants to expand his collection, and if we do this 9 more times, he'll give us a very generous sum of gold. While we're out grabbing these statues, now's a great time to mention my channel memberships. Whoop whoop! Do you want to see how I rank every quest in this video? Well, for the low price of $1, you get access to a tier list video where I do just that. But wait, there's more. You also get access to my entire backlog of exclusive content, including the Skyrim quest tier lists, my favorite additions in Creation Club, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes extras. Or for $5, you can get all of that and your awesome name in the end credits of the video. Okay, back to the fetch quest. After naturally harvesting 4 of these free-range statues, we sell them to Umbacano for 500 apiece, and since we've proven our treasure hunting ability, he gives us a special job. He wants us to locate a special Ayleid carving, and one of his other contracted treasure hunters points us in the direction of the ruins of Malada. It's not too difficult to grab the carving we need, however, things get a bit tricky when we try to leave. Once we make it out, we get ambushed and learn that the treasure hunter from before was just using us to get the carving himself. He then sicks his bodyguards onto us, but thankfully we're strong enough to take them out on our second try. Cool. Wait, is this you? Claude and Merrick is fleeing for their life. Okay, quick save.
Hey, come on now. Help, I'm being attacked by the nine divines, by the god, by the nine divines, by the god, by the nine divines, help, I'm being, help, what's going on? Hey, come on now, there's no need to get, hey, come on now, there's no need to get, by the god, there's a psychopath on the, help, I'm being attacked. What's going on, by the god, hey, come on now, by the god, there's a psychopath on the loose.
Wait, no, get back here. Get back here. I want to kill you. You tried killing me. Your killing has been observed by forces unknown. You think that's fine? Okay, let's hope that he doesn't have to live. After exercising lethal self-defense, we head back to Umbacano, who gives us 1,200 gold and another quest, but we need to save the latter for later. Once we do it, we can no longer finish the collector, so we set out to find the 5 remaining statues, but first, it's time for another level up. Being smart doesn't hurt, and a little luck now and then is nice, but the key is patience and hard work. Sure, whatever you say, game. We go ahead and level up our luck and intelligence before having a chat with a mystery man. Sure.
You sleep rather soundly for a
Jesus, Lucian.
That's good. You'll need a clear conscience.
Oh my god, Lucian. Mr. LeChance here must have been hiding behind the rocks when we murdered that treasure hunter because he saw everything and now wants us to join his murder cult, the Dark Brotherhood. Sorry, Lucian, we'll join your cult later. We've got a fetch quest to finish. After about another hour of alien ruins, we finally grab the 10th statue, which we sell to Umbacano, who gives us an extra 5,500 gold for completing his collection. This means we're now free to complete his final quest, beginning with retrieving a magical alien crown from a rival collector. Using very legal means, we nab the crown of Nenalata, and now we just need to escort Umbacano through the Nenalata ruins. Okay, run through everything. I don't want to fight anyone. Fighting people takes too long. Finding the right path. Umbacano died during... Don't say R.I.P. Bozo. That's rude. Okay. I have to actually guide him throughout this. After escorting him through the ruins, he uses that carving we grabbed for him earlier to unlock a secret path to the throne room, where he dons the crown to become the powerful evil king of Nenalata, who we kill in 2 hits. Despite turning him evil, I'm sure this helmet's safe for us to wear, and don't we just look so darling with it on? With that incredibly annoying questline out of the way, and a mountain of money burning a hole in our pocket, we head to the Office of Imperial Commerce to purchase our very second player home. That's not all there is to it though, because we also need to dump a few grand to purchase all of the upgrades as well, and once we do, we're now the proud new owners of this ugly shack that's not even in the city walls. Great. There's still one more quest in the Imperial City, but we can't start it until we become a vampire in the Dark Brotherhood, so we'll come back to that later, and in the meantime, we're finally ready to branch out to the other cities, starting with the run-down skooma capital of Cyrodiil, Bravil. Bravil only has 4 quests, and this is a common theme throughout Oblivion opposite to Skyrim. Many cities in Skyrim had a plethora of quests, like Riften with 45, but the large majority of them were very one-dimensional and frankly not super interesting. Oblivion takes the complete opposite approach, with the largest city only having 10 quests, but most of them are in-depth and multifaceted, meaning that less quests doesn't necessarily mean that it'll take us less time to finish. As soon as we arrive, we get approached by Ursan, who wants us to track down her missing hubby. A bit of investigating reveals that this loan shark, Kurdan, has taken him hostage, and will only release him if we retrieve a special axe from Fort Grief. Well, like the good little hero we are, we take a quick boat ride to this island fort, where we find the husband, who reveals that, like him, we've just fallen into Kurdan's trap. The gate out is locked, and we're now live prey for Kurdan's hunters. The only way to escape is by fighting our way through the fort until we find the key, and with it, we're now free to rescue the husband and get off the island. Yes, magic is absolutely the way to go. Wait, hey, what's going on out here? No, I can't move. What the hell was that?
I'm impressed that you killed all my clients.
What? I won your game. rescue.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic world.
Yeah! Okay, get owned. Hey, that opened up the door. Yippee! Does that finish the quest?
Have mercy. Just one coin.
My god, I hate that stupid bell. Yes, hello. Ursan, Alaron, Axe of Drogal.
Farewell and be careful. Conan is not to be trusted.
I've missed something. We actually didn't miss anything, and this was just another classic Bethesda bug. The only way to solve this is by reloading, and we ended up losing about 30 minutes because of this. On lap 2, we actually get a different bug that causes the gate opening lever not to spawn in, but thankfully we've got a recent autosave to save us. The rest of the quest plays out pretty much the same, except for the fact that Círdan's random gear just so happens to have a chameleon enchantment, and after we kill him, we head to the tippy top of the fort, where we find a chest with 2 bottles of the rare Shadow Banish wine. We'll need 6 bottles total for an innkeeper and way, so this 2-in-1 deal isn't too shabby. Okay, the door's open, we can take the boat off the island, and go tell Ursan that her husband's dead! Yes! Finally! Finally, I've been so excited to do this. Letting Ursan know that her husband has been brutally murdered completes the quest, and we waddle on by to the Mages Guild where this cutie needs help rescuing her friend. Henantier, as we can see back there, is locked in an eternal slumber as his research with dream magic has gone awry. Obviously, the only way to save him is by putting on this special amulet and following him into the dream world, where we have to complete a series of trials to restore the essence of his being. Obviously. Doing so wakes both of us back up in the beautiful city of Bravil, completing the quest, and we can't get the next quest until learning about it from a rumor, so we wait until the daytime to ask around. Remember that I just, talked to someone and they gave me the quest last time. Wait, what? Oh! Hey, Audens, you will perish. Oh my god. Okay, we have completed Imperial Corruption. Audens was mad at us and wanted to get revenge. Okay, Audens, you really snuck up on me. That was some good work. Oh my god. Okay, let's wait till the daytime so that someone can tell us about the Forlorn Watchman. While asking around about any hot goss, we speak with Count Regulus, who sells us a house in the city for a measly 4,000 gold. Like every other house, we need to purchase all of the upgrades, and once we do, we're now the not-so-proud owners of this run-down house, and not too long after, we speak with a guard who spills the beans on this Forlorn Watchman. Apparently, there's a ghost that's been showing up nearby, looking quite forlorn and seeming to watch something. Using our expert detective skills, we determine that he's forlorn because he's dead, and that he's watching in the direction of his final resting place, and following his eyesight takes us to an old shipwreck where, after fighting through some annoying wraiths, we find his skeleton all chained up. Releasing him apparently frees his ghost or whatever, and we learn from a nearby map the location of his hidden treasure, where looting it completes the final quest in Bravil. Before moving on, we do another cycle of harvesting ingredients for alchemy, which gets us to level 15, and with it, our second level 100 attribute. And boom! 100 intelligence. That is a second level 100 stat. That's what I'm talking about. Unattainable stat for brother IRL. Let's go. With that out of the way, we're ready to move on to the port hub of the country, the beautiful coastal city of Anvil. Talking with some of the locals reveals that there was some kind of attack on the chapel that killed a bunch of people, but I don't really care about that. What I do care about is Varule, who has a classic haunted ship problem, and after heading below deck to take out the ghosts and retrieve her beloved crystal ball, she rewards us with a sword that we will never ever use. We also have a quick chat with Newheim the Portly, who has a quest for us, but not until we start the Fighters Guild, so we'll come back to Newheim later. Asking around for some rumors clues us in on something spooky going on in a manor for sale in town, and we also learn about an all-female gang who's been preying on some of the local married men. Thankfully, we've come with a plan, and so we head to a tavern with our best worm outfit on, because we're about to bait out these sirens.
I haven't seen you here before. Aw.
Hey!
And you're all alone too.
Wait,
That's
what
sad.
the? That's not sad, it's cool.
If you're up to it.
I'm like a
you
solo
I'll tell you
hero.
what-
That's not sad. Wait, a
Do
night
I
of
really have
fun.
to spell it out for you? You're a
Okay.
man, and I'm a woman with a certain desire. You figure
We
out
have
the
a
rest.
certain desire, that is
Keep us
right.
waiting.
Whoa, Faustina. And Signy Homewrecker. Whoa. Two baddies. She looks like the Titan that ate Aaron's mom. Okay, in Guiden Farm, I'm ready. For me and a special night with Signy
I
and...
see you took us up on our offer.
Yes, hello, Faustina.
Glad to see you. Now we can't have you standing there all uncomfortable in all those clothes.
Oh.
Why don't you take everything
Is it getting
off
hot in
and
here, or
place
is
it
it just
around the table?
Faustina?
What?
I'm afraid... Wait, why would I say no?
Don't you want to have fun?
Yes, I want to have fun.
Come
No, say
on,
yes.
Don't be shy.
Let me take off my clothes.
All right.
I'm here for Goggins...
Damn, I
No,
knew it.
I'm not here for his ring. I want to have sexy fun time.
I didn't.
Fine. I'm doing this to progress the speedrun, but just know that I support you. Like, I'm a feminist and everything. I support your efforts as an all-female gang. After killing these sirens, the lady who told us about the gang barges in and reveals that she's actually a member of the guard and was just using us as a way to deal with them. Sure. Happy to help. Back in town, we purchased that manor for the extremely low cost of 5,000 gold, which is an absolute steal, and we head on over to enjoy some shut-eye. Why are you laughing at that? That's not... Oh, enemies are nearby. Ah! Enemies! It's haunted! It's haunted! Oh, jeepers! After getting Eddie Murphy'd with this haunted mansion, we track down the dude who sold it to us, who's fled to the Imperial City, and we convince him to help lift the curse. While we're here, we start the first and certainly not last wave of looting the crates and barrels in the market district in hopes to find two incredibly important, incredibly lame items, calipers and tongs. For no reason other than to annoy and cause pain to players since 2007, Bethesda added a quest in the Shivering Isles expansion requiring us to get any combination of 100 calipers and tongs. This is annoying on its own, but it's magnified by the fact that neither can be purchased anywhere, meaning that all 100 need to be looted, so we need to keep our eyes peeled for these tools. Back in Anvil, we head into the basement of Luigi's mansion and re-kill a bunch of ghosts until we lead Velwyn to a secret door with some weird markings on it. After getting up close and personal with it, he's able to open it before getting the heck out of here, and he might have been onto something because within the secret room, we find a very dark and very evil presence. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Okay, let's kill this guy. Success! Killing that undead lich cleanses our new house, and once we return to Velwyn, the quest completes and we're able to move on from Anvil and finally get one of the most useful items in the game, the skeleton key. As we make our way through the swamps of Blackwood heading to the shrine to Nocturnal, we hit our very first level 100 skill, Destruction, leaving just 20 skills left. Once we make it to the shrine, we have a chat with Nocturnal, the Daedric Princess of Shadows, and after an annoying, unskippable dialogue, she sets us on a quest to retrieve her eye, which has been stolen by a pair of thieves within the city of Leyawiin. After barging into a bunch of homes, we find a pair of Argonians that are particularly standoffish on the topic of the eye, so we need to do some detective work to learn more.
But what if the trolls eat it?
Shh, there's someone here. Wait until they leave.
Shit. Okay, give me a sec. Shh. You are acting like a creep. Not gonna lie, I'm not acting like a creep. I'm just sneaking around to try and eavesdrop.
Trolls eat it.
Trolls don't like water. Trolls don't swim. The eye is perfectly safe in Tidewater Cave. So relax.
Tidewater Cave. Thanks to Tweedledee and Tweedledum exposing their whole plan, we head on over to Tidewater Cave, and this area is useful not only for the Nocturnal quest, but for some reason all of the trolls here just so happen to carry a bunch of calipers. Well, I don't want to bite the gift horse that feeds me, so we grab all of the calipers we can in addition to the eye that we came here for, which we trade to Nocturnal for the prized possession of any thief, the skeleton key. Now, me personally, I don't actually need it, and I could unlock any lock in the game without breaking a single lockpick, but the skeleton key does speed up the process quite a bit, as we're only limited by how fast we can spam the auto pick button. And that was the very first Daedric quest. Nocturnal is down. We are sitting at 10.92% complete, not including any of the skill grinding. Okay, with that done, we're heading to Bruma. Bruma, the city just south of Skyrim, yet somehow colder than Solitude and Morthal, is probably my least favorite of the 8 cities, but just because I don't like it, doesn't mean that we can skip it. Once we arrive, we get stopped by Big Mouth Tolgan here, who's asking for our company at the request of Countess Nerina. Apparently, she's like Umbacano, but with Akaviri artifacts instead of Ayleid, and also probably not trying to become an evil lich, so I gotta hand it to her there. She wants us to recover some ancient stone necklace from somewhere called the Pale Pass, but she doesn't actually know where that is. Following a series of clues gets us there easily enough, but this is where it gets tricky. Within the Pale Pass is the non-journal quest, A Ring of Keys, which is just another treasure hunt inside of the treasure hunt we're already doing, but it's much more annoying because we don't have any quest markers telling us where to go. Nonetheless, we Indiana Jones that son of a gun, and the final clue takes us to a chest with the incredibly strong ring, the Circlet of Omnipotence, fortifying all of our attributes at once. With that out of the way, we're free to continue on and grab the artifact we're here for. Okay, let's kill these guys. Oh. After killing these deceptively sneaky ogres and a few skeletons, we find a ghostly Akaviri commander who opens the path to the coveted Draconian Madstone, and returning it to the Countess completes the quest. We then waltz on in to some random dude's house, where we find a murdered vampire, but if I learned one thing from my time in the Imperial City, it's that any vampire story has more to it than meets the eye. Apparently, there's been a few vampire attacks nearby, and some vampire hunter named Raynil came through town, and this is the result of his hunt. After doing a little investigating on this Raynil fella, we find a journal detailing how he was part of an adventuring group along with the vampire who, it turns out, isn't actually a vampire at all. The group found a rare artifact in a nearby cave, and Raynil is just killing off the other adventurers to keep all of the treasure for himself. We head to the cave mentioned and find him lurking around, and after an epic final fight, we loot the legendary amulet he killed for, the mundane amulet that's worth 3 gold. What? Returning to the murdered dude's wife reveals that he put a spell on the amulet that would remove its powers if he ever died, because he, rightfully so, didn't trust Raynil, and after she says the magic word, it returns to the incredibly useful Phylactery of Litheness, fortifying our speed.
Justice.
Now here's the last quest in Bruma.
Can't you see that I'm upset?
Yes, I can see. I see you have a very large...
What's going on?
Use my Riz spell. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burn you to a crisp. I load. Hey! Forgive and forget. That's what I always say. Our Nora here is upset because her boyfriend was arrested after killing a guard. Well, she's not actually upset because of the arrest. She's upset because he hid a bunch of stolen gold before he got caught. She wants us to head to the jail and learn where he hid it, but there's just one snag. He won't trust us until we get locked up with him. Yeah. Go to jail. Now that we're cell buddies, he trusts that we're not working with the police and reveals that it was actually our Nora who killed the guard, and if we kill her, he'll tell us where he stashed the gold. Killing her outright would be considered a murder, so we actually just say we're gonna kill her, and she chases us outside where the guards do the dirty work for us. Bringing her amulet to Jorindr proves that she's truly dead, and he tells us where to find the hidden chest with a bunch of goodies. We don't have quite enough gold for the Bruma house, so we backtrack to Anvil because we actually missed another non-journal quest here. Maybe we have to go inside the sea tub Clarabella. Dooba 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 dooba. Okay. There's a chest. Hey, a bunch of... Wait, this is the reward for the quest we're about to start. Hey, we got the lusty Argonian maid. Wait, give me a second here. Hold on. Is that all you have come here for? For Argonian maid. So you are my dumpling. Not really my speed. Not enough pictures. So that was the reward of this quest. I think I should actually reload. Since it's non-journal, it's really weird on how a quest actually gets completed. On the second run through, we go around the ship, killing a bunch of pirates that have apparently been smuggling sheep. And once the smugglers are dead, we loot the boss chest the honest way, completing the quest. This means we can roll on to a new town, the dazzling city of status, Cheydinhal. God, this city looks so pretty. Thank you, Todd Howard, for the remaster. Asking for rumors around town reveals that a woman's husband has gone missing, and after talking with her, she reveals that her husband is a renowned painter. He often locks himself in his studio to work, but one day he locked himself in and never came out, vanishing without a trace. We investigate this studio and find the painting he was working on is actually a portal to the world he painted, and we jump into it like it's Super Mario 64, leading us to one of the most unique and beloved areas in the entire Elder Scrolls series. After touching the painting rather than working off, suddenly found myself standing in a strange forest that looks familiar. There's great forest, it's not hard to say there was something different about it. Something is different about this. Holy cinema. Oh my god, this game is so good. Rythe explains that he's able to create these amazing paintings using his magic paintbrush, which allows him to enter the painted world and paint it from the inside. This is all and well, except for the part where a thief followed him into this world and stole the paintbrush, painting a bunch of trolls to guard him, and then ending up getting killed by said trolls. We make our way through the painting, killing the trolls in our path until we find the dead thief, and once we retrieve the paintbrush, we're able to escape with Rythe back to the boring real world. Speaking with more locals puts us in the know on yet another corrupt guardsman, this time the captain of the Cheydinhal Guard, Ulrich Leland. He's been fining the citizens for exorbitant amounts of money, but we can't pin anything on him until we have a witness. Thankfully, the local drunk is a likely target, and after telling him the plan, he's all in and we follow him to his house.
Stand clear.
Can I run into you to make you go faster?
My house. Get out of the way.
Get out of the way,
I say.
asshole.
Sir,
property has been seized by his lordship, the Count of Cheydinhal. Leave immediately.
No.
Whoa! You swit! How dare you? Ulrich be damned! He can take his spine and stuff it up his backside.
Yeah.
You've been warned.
I'll go nowhere with you, Thatcher. Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Stay away.
No. Aldos, you won't win this. Damn pig. Take your 26 gold though. Better on me than on you. Oh,
It's from a friend.
hey there. A mysterious note for finding the Thieves Guild. What? What did I steal? Apart from the gold on that dead guy's body. No, that gold wasn't counted as stolen. I just completely forgot about how we had to steal those calipers to get thrown in the Bruma prison. And this put us on the Thieves Guild radar, but sorry thieves, you're gonna have to hold your horses. Levana here has one more idea on how to stop Ulrich. She's just gonna give him a stern talking to.
So, Leyawiin, I hear you have something I'd want to see. I'm not going to stand here and debate this all night. You give me that evidence and I'll consider not having you executed.
As you wish, Ulrich. Come, my lovelies. Your feast has arrived. Watch out.
Get paralyzed, idiot. Oh my god. Yeah, get him. Get ratted, nerd. After turning Ulrich into Swiss cheese, we let the proper authorities know about what happened, and this completes the quest. At this point, we're way too poor to purchase the house in the city, so we need to put on our boots and pull up our overalls because we're about to start farming. You're not even farming, you're just stealing the farmer's hard work. To be fair, we are right next to Gavach, so it's kind of like assumed that this farmer has died a horrible death to like the Daedric invasion. So it's fine. Okay. And now we fast travel to Frostcrag Spire because little known fact, Frostcrag Spire has an alchemy station, and the alchemy station gives you a fortify alchemy buff. And it is the only fortify alchemy buff in the entire game that actually does fortify your alchemy. You can like fortify it with spells, but it doesn't actually affect anything with your alchemy. The only thing that will affect it is this buff that we get from standing at this table. After alchemizing all of the ingredients we just harvested, we sell all 500 Restore Fatigue potions we made, which not only nets us a ton of gold, but also a ton of mercantile experience. This is another very welcome change in the remaster, as the original game gave you a set amount of experience per transaction. This means that we would need to sell each potion one at a time to get the maximum possible experience, and it would be incredibly tedious. This change makes it so you get experience based on the value of the transaction, which not only makes more sense, but it also makes our lives much easier. Hey, my mercantile mastery increased. I can sell any object to any vendor. Well, that makes things really nice for me because Arelinway here is my favorite vendor, so I can just go ahead and sell all of my garbage. Things are finally coming up Dinkle. Wait, true. Yes, vendors in this game do have unlimited money. That sucks? No, it doesn't suck. It's amazing. I love that. Yeah, it means that I don't... Like, when I was doing the Skyrim 100%, when I was, like, potion grinding, I had to run all across Skyrim and visit Riften and Whiterun and Solitude and Windhelm just to sell all my damn potions. With our new Windfall, we're able to purchase the Cheydinhal house and all of its upgrades, which is the last quest we can do here at the moment. We can't complete this quest until we progress the main story, meaning that we can hop on over to the second largest city in terms of quests, Corol. After wandering around, we get approached by good old Dharma, who mentions that her mother runs a store in town, and I'm sure that's the last time we'll interact with her. In the local inn, we find a man who begs for our help saving his farm, joined with his 2 sons in the effort. I'm sure that they don't mind me harvesting all of their ingredients on the farm that they're trying to save. If anything, it'll make it feel less bad if we can't end up saving the farm, because like what is there to save, you know? I've already looted everything that there is. Hey everybody. What happened to all your crops? Now that the boys are back in town, we have to defend the farm from waves of goblins, topped off with a wave of jumbo-sized goblins, and returning to the father completes the quest, and since we kept both of his sons alive, he gives us the very familiar sword Chillrend as a reward. Also in the Grey Mare is one Reynold Germain, who seems to be upset that there's a man in Cheydinhal impersonating him, and he offers us a whopping 50 gold to investigate. After popping our way back to Cheydinhal, we learn that nobody's impersonating him, he's actually being mistaken for his long-lost twin brother, Gilbert. Reuniting the two completes the quest, but their story doesn't end there. Aww, it's so sweet. The 3 brothers, we're back as a family. And there's Frankie Jonas off to the side. The whole reason they were separated in the first place was because their childhood home was overrun by ogres, and now it's our job to recover it for them. Doing so is relatively easy, and we let the Germain brothers know that they can return to their home. Okay. I meant to riz you, that's my bad. I didn't mean to explode right in front of your face. The ogres are gone. Let's go. Phew! Wipes the sweat off my brow. The Germain brothers have returned safely to Weatherlia. Yippee! Is there anything cool in here that I can loot? Inside, all we find are the dumb bones of what's most likely their dead family and a single pair of calipers, but again, there's more to the story. We won't learn anything for a couple of days though, so we go ahead and start farming again to fund the remaining houses we still need to purchase. I don't have rabies. The hell are you doing over there? You going for a stroll? Okay. Oh. Oh. That's what he was running from. Oh my god. Okay. Let's kill this minotaur. After collecting myself, we go ahead and craft a bunch of potions that we then sell, meaning we've got enough money to double back to Bruma and purchase the house here along with all of its upgrades. Hey, calipers. It was all worth it. That was buying a house in Bruma, the final Bruma quest. Boom. Knocked out. Your house sucks? Don't say that. So, I think that we head over to Corol again. Canvas the castle. How do we start this one? Over in Castle Corol, we speak with the Countess, who tells us about an ongoing investigation to find who stole a portrait of her late husband. She's narrowed it down to 2 suspects, and it's our job to do some detective work and pin the true culprit. Yada yada yada, this quest is pretty much just all dialogue, so after talking to a bunch of people and finding a few clues, we're ready to accuse. Aha! I have enough to make an accusation. Hello, Chanel, if that is your real name.
Are you accusing me?
Yes, I accuse you of the crime.
But I do not trust. Yes?
What if I pay you to tell me if you've done the crime? Yes, I accuse you.
I confess to
Okay.
the crime.
Okay, I just give you like 500 gold and then you confess. Letting the Countess know of our findings completes the quest, and while patrolling the streets, we get approached by Fathus Ulez, who claims to know something secret about the father of the Germain brothers. Apparently, the father worked as a thief for Fathus, got greedy on one mission, and kept a stolen sword for himself, but when their home was invaded, the ogres took the sword back to their cave. Now, we're tasked with finally delivering the sword to Fathus, so after taking out a bunch of mean green killing machines, we loot the honor blade and return to Corol, completing the quest and finishing the Germain story once and for all. Talking with the aptly named local writer Castus Scribonia, we learn about 2 locals that she ships together, and this is the beginning of a very short non-journal quest to set them up. Much like a middle school relationship, they become boyfriend-girlfriend without ever actually talking to each other, and not too long after, we learn about something mysterious afoot. Remember that Argonian Dharma who approached us when we first landed in Corol? Well, apparently she never returned from a delivery trip to the nearby town of Hackdirt, and we need to find out what's up. I wonder if she just left town for some reason and went to Hackdirt for no reason. That's probably the case. There's probably, not like a deep shadow over Hackdirt or anything if I had to guess. Let me wait till it's daytime. For whatever reason, all of the townspeople hate us and apparently have never even heard the syllables dar and ma in the same sentence, but after a little investigating, we find a secret hatch to some underground tunnels. Ooh, so spooky. Hey there, Dharma.
Please hurry back. You're my only hope.
Oh, you just hear him sniffing? Is he trying to sniff me out? Okay, we need to escape. Let's get out of here, Dharma. We have to defend Dharma from the evil super sniffer citizens of Hackdirt just long enough for her to reach her horse, which she then rides back to Corol, and meeting back up with her at her mom's store completes the quest and nets us a 5-point increase to our mercantile skill. With this, the only remaining quest, again, is purchasing the house, and with all of our gold spent buying the house in Bruma, we'll get back to that later. This means that we're able to move on from this boring city Corol and on to one of my favorites, the beautifully green city of Leyawiin. Our first stop is in the castle, where the Count tells us about an annoying orc who's claiming to be a knight. Confronting her, Mazoga doesn't tell us much, just that she wants to speak with a local Argonian man, Wibamna, and those of you with a sharp eye might remember him to be one of the thieves who stole the Eye of Nocturnal. Mazoga squeezes the location of a nearby gang out of him, and she wants our help confronting them, but really, we're just here for emotional support, because she'll get real mad at us if we interrupt their fight. Once she's done hacking and slashing, she reveals that this gang killed her best friend, and she became a self-appointed knight to bring justice upon them. Returning to the Count completes the quest, and he then offers us a deal. If we can kill a notorious band of bandits, he'll officially knight us and Mazoga to be Knights of the White Stallion. We let Mazoga know the deets of the sitch, and we head to some alien ruins near the city where the Blackbow bandits are holed up. Defeating them is pretty trivial at this point, and again, returning to the Count completes the quest and cements our knighthood, but our job here isn't quite done. Once we've become a knight, we now have a non-journal quest to continue hunting down these Blackbow bandits with Mazoga, which is slightly annoying because she only makes her rounds at certain times of certain days, so after a lot of waiting, we managed to kill the bandits at 3 different locations, and selling their bows to the Count marks off the quest. Since we had to wait like a full week to complete that quest, all of the farms have regrown their crops, giving us enough ingredients to finally hit level 100 alchemy. If anything, nurses hate me. Because of my... Oh! Hey! Level 100 alchemy! We can now create potions from a single ingredient, so we can effectively double all of our fatigue potions that we make. And we can also use up all of these other ingredients that we've just been lugging around. Whatever we do, we just want to make sure we don't use our ectoplasm and we don't use our Nernroot. Now, we are starting at 3,800 gold. Let's see how much we can sell everything for. Hey! Mercantile mastery increased. All merchants now have an extra 500 gold. And I think that's good. Okay, we start out with what, 3,000 or something? And now we're at 51,000. Holy cow. Now that we've turned into Scrooge McDuck, we can purchase our very own mansion in Corol, and after buying all the upgrades, we're again back to being broke. But at least we've got a cool new house. Getting back on track with Leyawiin, we find a guard patrolling the gate, and speaking to him begins one of Riften's primary quests of the raid, where we need to put a stop to the illegal skooma trade in Riften. Wait, sorry, I got my quests confused. Speaking with him begins one of Leyawiin's primary quests, Raid on Greyland, where we need to put a stop to the illegal skooma trade in Leyawiin. This is pretty short and sweet, and after heading to the nearby homestead of Greyland, we kill some skooma smugglers and take a unique ring, which proves to the guard that they've been killed. Back within the walls, we head to the Mages Guild, where we find Sidrasa, an alchemist looking for rare crystals to add to his collection. Specifically, we're looking for Garridan's Tears, and after heading to the Arcane University in the Imperial City to learn more, we find out that the only place we can get the tears is in a frozen glade sealed off by a magical barrier that can only be unlocked with some incredibly rare refined frost salts that she just so happens to sell. Okay, that's convenient. With the salts, we're able to open up this door to Frostfire Glade, home to a supercharged Frost Atronach, and after disposing of it, we just gotta grab a bunch of Garridan's Tears that are scattered around the glade, and returning to Sidrasa with all 5 finishes the quest. We then get word of a woman in the city who, like us, has a problem with scamps following her, and this is because of her staph infection.
These stupid scamps are driving me crazy.
A staff that she recently bought had a particularly goofy curse placed on it, causing this scamp phenomenon. A goofy curse. I wonder who the likely suspect is. No idea. Thankfully, there's a shrine of Sheogorath nearby, so maybe we'll learn more if we head there. This is scampless behavior. You can't call me scamplet. I literally have scamps. You can't say this is scampless behavior when I actually have 5 scamps at my behest right now. After making our way through the cave, we find the shrine to Sheogorath, and dropping the staff here cleanses us from the Everscamp curse, meaning all we gotta do is purchase the house in the city to mark off Leyawiin for good. You know what that means. That's right, more farming. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Who are you? Oh, Glarthir. Not right now, Glarthir.
Yes, you.
No, Glarthir, I don't... No, Glarthir, I just... Fine, Glarthir, fine.
Meet me behind
I just want to pick my grapes. Sure, I'll meet you behind the great chapel. Sure. Let me get back to this. We craft a buttload of potions that we sell for a buttload of cash, letting us buy the Leyawiin house and its upgrades, which, to be frank, is a buttload of butt. This marks off the very last Leyawiin quest, meaning we can move on to the very final city, the rich and elegant Skingrad. Skingrad, despite not technically having the least amount of quests, has by far the least amount of content. This is because of the 5 quests here, 3 of them are just quests dealing with the house we buy, one of them is Nernroot. And the final quest is to help out Glarthir with his gang stalking problem, which we need to meet him at midnight for behind the chapel. He claims that multiple people in the city are spying on him, and he wants us to spend multiple days tracking their movements to verify that his paranoia is justified, but doing so is very slow, so we have other plans. Quest completed, I have killed Glarthir. Okay, that was paranoia. Hi there. Okay, nice job, team. With that out of the way, we make our way to the cellar of one of the local inns, where we speak with a nice fella named Sindirion. If that name sounds familiar, it's because we encountered his old raggedy bones in Skyrim when making our way through Blackreach, and now we can finally put a face to that skull. He's got a simple little quest for us. You know Nernroot, the cool glowing plant that goes... Well, he's doing research on them, and he just wants a few samples. 100 of them to be exact. And the best part about it is that, unlike the crops we've been stealing, Nernroots don't respawn. Great. After about 10 minutes of just wandering around and picking any Nernroots we find, I get bored and just decide that we'll get the rest later, and after a quick potion cycle, we're rich enough to purchase the manor in Skingrad as well as its upgrades, but this house has more to it than meets the eye. Hidden within the house is a dusty old letter explaining that if we can solve the inscribed riddle, then we'll be granted riches beyond our wildest belief. 2 bodies have I, though both joined in one. The more I stand still, the quicker I run. Oh, the answer is obviously garlic. In the basement, we find a bunch of priceless bulbs of garlic, as well as a dusty old hourglass tucked away, and inside are a bunch of flawless gems, and now there's only one thing left for the house. Aja in Colovian Traders wants to be a maid at our new crib, and we hire her for $150, starting and finishing her related quest in one fell swoop. After another half hour of Nernroot hunting, we're not even halfway there, so I decide to just save it for the very end, and we get to move on to the final section of world side quests, the villages and inns. There are 11 side quests scattered around the Cyrodiilian countryside that aren't associated with any cities, and while most of them are simple pest control, there are a few interesting ones, such as the case of Shetcombe Farm. Earlier, I joked about the owner of this farm being killed by the Siege of Kvatch, but it turns out he actually is missing, and using some clues we find in the house, we learn that he went to a nearby cave in search for some great being known as the Sunken One. After making our way through sandstone caverns and fighting a bunch of monsters, we unfortunately find the farmer dead as a doornail. His final journal. On Slide's corpse, I've located his last journal entry. It seems he fell here believing he was truly going to meet his god and give an offering to him to help all of Tamriel. His death is sad, a sad end to such a well-intended sojourn. Hey, a bunch of stuff. Good thing that god didn't exist. Ah! The Sunken One. Your god is trash. Okay, we have 3, count them, 3 void salts, which, if you guys don't know, is really cool for us for a reason that I'm about to show you. Watch. Okay, are you guys watching? Watch this. Here at Frostcrag Spire, using the 3, count them, 3 void salts that we have, we can bum get our very own Storm Atronach. Yippee! What should his name be? It should be something like super cool. His name is gonna be Electric Shock, the man who lights up the world. How's that? We retrieve some jumbo potatoes that an ogre stole from Sagira at Fairgill Inn, and over at Shardrock, we kill a family of bears that have been killing Farmer Thorley's sheep.
If you're here to rob me, I'm afraid I have nothing left.
Okay, I'm sorry that you exist in this world where you have to live like that. I'm not gonna rob you. Here at Harm's Folly, this sad sack Korik is all mopey that his wife was murdered by goblins and tasks us with retrieving her beloved amulet from them. This takes a few tries, but eventually we kill the mind goblin and grab the amulet, and returning to Korik completes the quest. Thank you. I appreciate that. 6 flawless.
Forever. May the divine smile upon you.
Why does this farmer have 6 flawless diamonds? You don't I feel like you don't need to be doing all this. You could probably, like, I don't know, get a house in Skingrad or something. The Roxy Inn has been losing potential customers because of a necromancer who's taken up residence in a nearby cave, and after dispatching her, I get war flashbacks from Skyrim because the High Elf Lithnilian gives us the quest No Stone Unturned. Thankfully, we're not looking for unusual gems again. He just wants us to retrieve his lost research on Wilkenstones, and once we do it, we head to the Imperial City Market District to pawn off all of our garbage, where we master our 3rd skill, Mercantile. If you remember way back to the beginning, one of the first quests we did took us to Fort Grief, where we grabbed 2 special bottles of wine, and thankfully they respawn, meaning that we only need 1 more for the Innkeeper and Way. After making a quick pit stop at Fort Irony for a couple of drinks, we bring the 6-pack to Narusa, completing her quest, and we then retrieve a stolen mace from some bandits for Maeva at Whitmond. Next up is another interesting quest, where it appears that Ayleswell has become a ghost town. Okay, what are we doing here? Probably going to the inn.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. Okay, everyone in the town is invisible. I need to go figure out why everyone's invisible, and then solve them so that they're not invisible anymore. Okay, watch this. Ah! Boom. I just skipped everything. Making that jump skipped nothing, and walking around here is yet another invisible dude, Ankatar. After some interrogation, he reveals that he turned the town invisible as a test run for a new invisibility spell he's working on. Despite not seeming very apologetic, eventually he hands us a reverse invisibility scroll, which we use while standing in the middle of the town to revisify everyone. Huh. I guess all's well that ends well. As a reward, the innkeeper gives us a permanent free room whenever we need it. Sure. Thanks. With that out of the way, there's only one village quest left, and it might be my favorite one. Over at Crestbridge Camp, we find a family who had their farm taken over by goblins, and they need our help taking it back. However, unlike the Corol quest where we just fought goblins with the brothers, this is much bigger than that. And this is where I introduce to you one of the coolest parts of Oblivion, the Goblin War. Okay, there's not actually that much to say about it. I just thought it sounded cool. Essentially, there are a bunch of goblin tribes across the country, and each tribe hates all of the other tribes. Their skirmishing just so happened to bring Cropsford into the line of fire, so it's our job to stop the fighting. Thankfully, we don't need a green bloodbath. All we gotta do is steal one tribe's totem staff, and this demoralizes them from any more battling. We return to Crestbridge Camp to tell them the good news, but this doesn't quite finish the quest. Over the next few weeks, the family will rebuild their farm, and we can't mark off the quest until they're up and running again, so this means there's only one thing left for us to do. We've got to pick back up what we've been putting off. Foraging! Why does ears do that? Why do I have that much hair on them? We've already exhausted all of the easy-to-find Nernroots around the Imperial City, so we decide to wander around the Blackwood area where they're most prevalent, but it's easier to get turned around and lost here. While doing this, we also grind our restoration skill, getting us to level 100 not too long later. We're actually getting Nernroot much quicker than I thought we were gonna do. Hey! Level 100 restoration, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, with 100 restoration, we're now able to cast Sonic Speed. Holy cow, look at us. Look at us go. Okay, now we just need to run around and find the rest of this Nernroot. Now that we've become the Flash, picking up the rest of these Nernroots becomes a breeze, and after a very short 15 minutes, we return to Sindirion and Skingrad and hand them to him, which he's able to use to create his grand elixir of exploration, completing the final Skingrad quest. With all of the cities taken care of, and no more villages in need of our help, it's time for us to move up the ranks and become the master of every guild in Cyrodiil. Shout out to War Thunder again for sponsoring this video. Be sure to use my links in the pinned comment or video description to register now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or on mobile devices. Those of you who are new or haven't played for 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and console, including multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency, and more. Thanks for watching part 1 of the 4-part saga to 100% Oblivion Remastered in 100 hours. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 2, and let me know in the comments which quests covered in this video you liked the most.